Good morning and welcome to Fortnite with Sephiroth TX. If you didn't notice the title, today is my B-Day stream. It means I'm just a bit older. I'm actually 1 year from the top of the hill, and that means I'm 39. Ugh. Older and older I go. I'm an old gamer. I started gaming when I was just a little kid. Got my first Nintendo way back in the day. In the early 90s or late 80s? I don't know the exact day. A year I got my first Nintendo. I was a kid, and my first video game was Super Mario Brothers slash Duck Hunt. So it was whenever that package was released, because it came with that package, unless they just had extras with that package way after it was released. Because honestly, we didn't have the issues we have today, where these consoles are just scalped to hell. But today's my birthday stream. For that, we aren't running a locker series. We're going to be running a thing where I talk a little bit about my book. My dream that I've been chasing for now 20 years at least. Well, hold on. 2003, so I graduated. Yes, about 20 years. A little longer than that because I kind of started in high school. Is to be a writer. It's my one talent. It's my desperate dream. It's not one I've been very successful at, but okay. My last novel actually did pretty okay, being the best I've sold out of any of my books, mostly because I was able to spend a handful of dollars on uh, advertisement before I became too broke to actually get any more. Uh, so, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Thank you, ADD. There was actually a speech going on in there. Welcome to having ADD, people. I actually had a speech going on there, then I got distracted with the scriptures, and then it's kind of whatever the goal of that was, just kind of fell. But happy birthday to me. Thank y'all for showing up. If y'all show up, thank y'all over on YouTube. Hello. Eat some cake or cupcake or pie, whatever y'all prefer. It's supposed to be autumn, so pumpkin pie is out in most stores and in flavors of coffee. So, feel free to have some pumpkin stuff on me. I love pumpkin stuff. I am definitely one of those people who will just pumpkin the crap out of things once it's released and already have. The moment it was released at my store, I got pumpkin cream cheese strudel things. They weren't like full strudels, or tiny little cupcake things with pumpkin cream cheese on them. They called them like tiny mini strudels or something. And then I got pumpkin and cranberry. Well, pumpkin. One side was all pumpkin. One side was cranberry something. Mini muffins, and then I got actual ass pumpkin pie, whole ass pumpkin pie, which is okay for my store. If they do it well, I like the one that comes from Bill Miller's, but sometimes they don't do it well. I don't know. Where's a good place that sells just like something either here in San Antonio or something definitely national that sells like the best pumpkin pie? Where do you get the best pumpkin pie that you don't have to make? Because I would be terrible at it. That said, hello and good morning. We're not going to be doing the regular stream. Oh yeah, that's where my story went off. So my dream is to become a writer, right? So we're going to talk about my book today in depth towards the characters. My book's been out for almost a year now. It came out in October. Then it got refixed sometime around April when I re-edited it with extra money I had. Now it's almost October, so my book's been out for almost a whole year. So we're going to talk about the characters, the themes, the story. If you haven't read my book, spoiler warning, please go read my book. For my birthday, my one wish, if you see this video, is for you to read my book and then share that book with your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad, your lover, your cousins, your best friends. Share it around, especially if you have friends who are into like werewolf stories. The story is werewolf centric. It is based in a world full of vampires, werewolves, and other creatures we haven't really gotten into. We'll get into more as the story progresses through different books. And yeah. So there will be talk about the story today. There will be talk about the characters today. There won't be much talk about the next storylines. I don't want to just spoil the next books. But if you have any questions about the book, if you are a reader who read the book, you have a question that isn't pertaining to the lead up to the next novels, then I will be happy to talk to you about it. There's a dozen characters in the book at least that are major, and they will retain their importance throughout the next three novels at least. Um, but first, let's get into here. We're not doing locker stream today, so whatever. Today they gave us a brown Sid, which I'm assuming is supposed to be an autumn Sid. This will be our second autumn outfit. When they did the close down for yesterday's update, they gave us a Freezy symbol, and I don't know what that is. In the shop, we have Shoto Todoroki. Whatever, Shoto. We're just gonna call him Shoto. His last name, Todoroki, from My Hero. Pretty cool looking set. I believe that's a scar over his right eye, along with brown hair. I don't know how that's made. I don't watch enough for the show. He has like the ice fire powers. That might have been what they were referencing. Excuse me, holy cow. Then we have a bundle of Kirishima and Ashido. Kirishima and Ashido. I just realized I had that backwards on the screen here. Which has this kind of, what is it, rock power? And their, I guess, melty power. I don't know much. Again, I don't know enough. Dance that is edited, because why not? Looks like you dance at least. And they've added that. I'm assuming the cold had to do with Shoto's cold powers. I have no idea. Why would they give cold and fire at the same time? They're going to give us that thing. They don't have much else down here. We've got the Venture bundle, original Venture being from season 4, Biker bundle from season 5. We have Joy back. We have Cyclo, aka Midas. Windwalker. Like to move its back. That's one of my favorites. The superheroes, Spidey Butt, the Clown. Oh, Champion, TwitchCon Championships Locker Bundle. I don't know what that means. Who the hell's the TwitchCon champions? All of them? Just they got together and decided this was the best shit. I understand. And for that, we will be going into quests. We should have Snapshot. 22 minutes we'll have Snapshot, so we'll continue with weekly. Damage people with EMP grenades. Since it's 22 minutes, we're going to do that. Imbat Team Rumble also allows me to speak. Now, to do what I want to do, I'm going to be, what should I do here? Yeah, I'm going to be partially on and off the chat down here, so if you talk to me and I don't talk back to you, there's a chance I'm not looking at the chat. Feel free to wait like 5 minutes and then try to talk again, and I will eventually see you up on the screen. So I don't really need to look down here. I honestly know the story by heart considering I crafted it. So, introduction to the idea of the storyline. Bite of the Moon is a werewolf story. A long, long time ago, before my son was even born, I lived with his mom, and Twilight became a thing because of the new movies, and she was like, why don't you craft a vampire novel? And I was like, and after all, I was like, okay. So I crafted what I called a Bite of Apple. It was the original, hi Chi, good morning. The original title of it was a nod to the apple used in Twilight. The premise was I wanted a violent, gory, vampiric novel that was more mature than Twilight. And I crafted this silly little thing that was a little too fantastical, and apparently poorly written. Oh, gee, stop. And he gave it to my best friend, Jack. And then he proceeded to tear it apart. Please don't, no, knock over the water, sir. You go, boy. Good morning. Eat a good furry boy. Where was I? Yeah, he tore it apart, and then I sat on it for a while, worked on shorts, the Dead End series, stuff like that. I went back to it, and I was like, you know what, yeah, I could make this a lot better. I have a few years on trying to be a writer on me, and maybe I can make this a little more mature, a little well fleshed out, a little better written. So I got myself the AI editor, Grammarly, rewrote the entire thing, realized that one of the reasons it may have not been so good is because I was trying to write her vampire story where I was more into werewolves. So I was like, okay, let's make this more something I'm into. Big, hairy, always hungry, eating werewolves that like sex. And thus became By the Moon. A story that I felt more relative with because I'm a werewolf fan. And because werewolves are, again, just hungry things that like sex. I guess that makes them more humanic than vampires ever would be. I don't know, I'm going to see me when I'm going to see me. Let's just hit this lake real quick. Yeah, we'll pick that up real quick. That. Yeah, look at that. I need EMP grenades, and I have no idea if they even show up in this mode. First. I don't know how to get this. Shoddy? Better shoddy. Better pumpy. See up here? Okay, nothing really over here. Wait, where did my other assault rifle go? When did that leave? Okay, still don't have what we need. Go ahead and kill that. Oh, they took out the slap juice, by the way. The one. Do it. Exactly. The one you squeeze and throw in your face, leaving the slap splashes. Not entirely sure why they did that, but it had something to do with today's update to balance out something. Assuming we got a new Healy Boy here, or Slap Boy or something. No idea. All I want for Christmas... Oh, wait. All I want for my birthday is some EMPs. No EMPs. Infiltrator. Scope salvo for my thing. Oh, I'm doing that. I get him up there. Bird. we out of here? You know what? Screw it. I don't see any EMPs. I'm gonna pretend they're not here. We may have to hit randoms or regulars to hit EMPs, so whatever. I'm gonna try and hit up here before I lose this key. Down I go. So where was I? My writing. So I guess if we're gonna talk writing in general, I've had a few things come out now. None of them were huge. None of them really moved very well. But I'm proud of what I've written so far. Back, oh god. Back almost a decade now. I first released my... I spent a while trying to get these editors, get these publishers, get these writing agents to pay attention to me. And yeah. How did he hit me through the tree? Anyway, and for the, you know, I never really got anything back. It's like, oh, you're not some... The agents are always like, nah, you got nothing under you, kid. We don't want to talk to you. And the publishers was like, you don't have a writing agent. Well, we don't want to talk to you. And, you know, it was very reminiscent of trying to find a job. Hi, you need so many hours of work and experience for this entrance job. Excuse me? It's an entrance job. That's okay. You still need all the hours. So, about 10 years ago, I decided to say, frigate, and experimented by publishing my first work. It's my earliest work. It's rough, and it's the most rough edited. We didn't have AI editing back then. I probably should go back there and try and AI edit it. And I definitely didn't have money to regular edit it. I didn't go very far. Why do I keep glitching out? You see that lag? Don't look like an EMP grenade. I don't hear one of us. So I released Unsuspected. Thank you, Jesus. Unsuspected was a weather thriller. I read it a while ago. Damn, it didn't work. It didn't count? It did not count. It's one of these things that don't count in... Gosh darn it. Come back here, you dick. Hey, I swear I saw hits there. But, so basically, a while ago, we had tornadoes pop up in San Antonio, and I had this theory, what if around the same time we got these like weather apps that were supposed to warn us if a tornado came in? We were supposed to get a warning. Anyway, yeah, we're supposed to get weather warnings. Oh my god, that's back out. I just heard that. And the weather warning, so I noticed that while we had apps that were weather warnings, we always had phones that were failing us, and they got worse during storms. So my theory became, what happens if the big one hits and it just destroys all abilities to give us the outright, to give us the warnings. And it became unsuspected, a story about San Antonio, my city, getting hit by the big one and not surviving. And well, I mean, people survive, but lots of death, lots of mayhem. No one's prepared. All of the characters are caught off guard by this tornado. They have to last minute prepare. Yeah, one more. Okay. Just gotta aim this one well enough. And then we got that. Okay, we ruined it. Apparently, if you jump above the shield breaker, it doesn't work. So before I wrote the story, I actually emailed the San Antonio City Council. It was like, why don't we invest in tornado sirens on just in case? And their entire response back in 2000-ish, 2000 something, early 2000 was, it's just too expensive. I'm like, too expensive to save people's lives? So I wrote unsuspected. I was angry writing, upset writing. When I write good horror stories, or some of my most favorite writings, it's emotionally packed. Victims of Freedom, the one about trans people in the bathroom, the one about gay marriage, Cotton Eye Joe, and this one, heated writings, written when I was in a mood because of things that would happen. So I wrote Unsuspected. The story is basically a tornado comes in. It's an F5 almost right off the bat. The one person who may not meet the F5 is the woman working in the Pets Hotel. She gets the very first edge of the tornado, and her store is completely decimated by it, so it's probably an F5 cell that time. But it's not seen by her. It's just she meets the tornado while she's inside the building, and she just sees the effects of it in the aftermath. But the other ones that see this wall of cloud just vaporizing everything it touches. So I wrote that and I posted it on through Smashwords. Oh, 2003? I want to say it's 2003 or 2013. Has it been 10 years? No, it wasn't 2003 because that's the year I freaking graduated. So it'd be 2013. So it's been 10 years, not 20 years. So 10 years ago. I'm not sure the exact date, but I know I've been getting in from some of those memories from Facebook about it being published. So that's a 10-year-old publication, and it's the roughest one. After that, I would continue to try and get some kind of. Oh, we got this now. Hero Academia. Is there anything from it? Do they have like a battle pass? No, they just have extra stuff. Well, snapshots in 4 minutes. Chillbreaker is one more. And Academia lasts for 6. So let's go ahead and hit this one more time so we can talk, and then we'll go into snapshots. We're going to be a little longer here than the usual 1.5 hour because I just want to talk about my book and stuff. So I went a while without publishing, and I tried to get publishers to look at me. I tried to get mags to look at my shorts, and I just wasn't having the luck. I didn't have anybody to rely on. I didn't have anybody in the business. No one wanted to jump at some rando nobody writer from San Antonio, Texas, when there was just an there was too many people who wanted to be writers and too few people who wanted to read. Reading is dying. Less and less and less kids read nowadays. I can't get my son to read outside of some manga. No one I'm close to reads novels like I do. I still carry my books around or my pad around and read it. It's just like a dying sport, which for someone who's dreamed to be a writer is kind of sad. So if you're a reader, say hi to me and say, I still read. Please give me some hope. So I would end up getting kinda upset about not being a writer. So, but in between then I craft little horror sticks. And that was, some of it I would craft for competition, some of it I tried to get sold out at magazines, and some of them I just hold on to them. And I decided that, well, my writing is at a dead end, so I wrote the very first dead end of the Dead End series. It was a collection of horror shorts I had just crafted. That I put together. It started with the intro to the dark creature that is in the black robes that is in many stories, mentioned in many stories. Go ahead and do this. Take that. And has influence in several stories, including several shorts. That EMP right off the bat what I need. Okay, I'm loaded. And I got a level up. Hello? Oh. And my thermal. I don't know what those are for. If you didn't know, this place is completely overrun by the Eclipse. I don't know what they're doing with this place though. They just take it over and are they producing more slap? Are they collecting things from in here? Let's see, all the way up there? Oh. Where is this? I don't understand where the treasure chest was, I heard. Oh well. It's about to die anyway. So I crafted the first one. It had a few good stories in it. I really enjoy my horror shorts. I got what I... No, why did it not count? I'm already up, phone. I hit him. I 100% hit him. Please give me a good shotgun. I hate this shotgun. Well, no shotgun, but I got tactical pistol. Nothing else. Oh, it's purple. I'll take it. Tashiwa. Oh, that's why I'm seeing balloons drop. They're the freaking... those guys. Coolio. Then I would go years and release Dead Ends 2 and then eventually Dead Ends 3 as my luck with getting anybody to pay attention to me playing. I eventually get Bite of the Moon fixed up, but even then no one want to look at it. And my idea was, I had no experience in writing, maybe if I get this up and out and some people look at it, maybe other people look at it. So I did that. I got, how did that work? I hate that shotgun. Oh, yes please, give me a shotgun. And now, I'll do that shotgun. Well, I have 2 more to go. Poor Qua. Okay, it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. She likes the blue flashes though. Boom. Well, at least I got a flyboy. Someone come here and let me hit you with this EMP grenade. I don't know why they're not counting all of a sudden. They counted earlier. Doesn't count. So I go on and I start thinking, I go in with my, what the hell? Oh, that must be a power. Well, that's interesting. They have a new ice shield power. That looks cool as frick, though. Well, okay. Your gun's bigger than mine, whatever. Size doesn't matter, Keith. And I published one book. Well, I came to find out lately that because I self-published my book and because it didn't hit big, no one wants to touch the series now. Resolve. So my series is in your guys' hands, honestly. Either it becomes somewhat big in my self-publish, and then a publisher goes, oh, maybe you're worth the time. Or I just self-publish that series forever, and it has to sit around. Where are y'all getting the super shotguns? Ah. Also, what's with the pizza? What's dripping on the pizza? I need to see. Pizza size? But it's just slightly less powerful. Oh, it goes all the way up. I don't think anything else goes all the way up. Okay, whatever. Found it. So, on to the actual story. I'm going to say this probably several times this stream, but my hopes is that you will go read my novel and share with your friends. So, story. I crafted the story with an idea of something I haven't really done before. Now, a lot of people, a lot of writers, craft their characters around themselves. A lot of people do it. Stephen King's done it, Crichton's done it, Kuntz has done it. There's at least a few times they've crafted the character interesting power. So the idea was to craft the characters and situations somewhat around people I knew. Not everybody. The few people, well, only a handful of people came out to these, like someone I knew are around that thing. That Jason is basically a cooler version of me. His mom is loosely based off my mom. His situation of being a single father is loosely based off me being a single father, though technically Tabby is nothing like any of the women I dated. She's at the beginning, and you'll figure out why she's like this in book one, because in book two and three you find out more about her, uh, how she was with Jason prior to the breakup and what's really going on. But in the first book, she's what you see as a terrible ex, a person, and one of those moms that just like let their kids wander in the street because they don't care. But there's a reason she's like that attitude, and you can see a change in her once in a while. And she's not interacted with after Jason becomes a werewolf in the first novel because he's hiding this fact. So you really don't see him interact with her much after that fact. But he gets a lot more interaction in book two with her, and her story will become more fleshed out in that book. So where we go. Let's go ahead and just talk about Jason, but first, let's see what we got for quests, because this should be up. Nolan Chance. We got Piper Pace now. Piper wants us to do stuff. Hello? Piper wants us to exceed 70 while driving a vehicle, so we need a fast vehicle that'll go more than 70. We'll just see what's parked over here in our usual spot. I think the bikes can go above 70, hopefully. So, oh wait, no, stop. I'm almost hit Team Rumble again. Shall we just do ranked for the hell of it? I wish I had 0 build single ranks. That was so nice to have for a while. So Jason is a single father. He lives with his mother. He's in his mid-20s. He's not in college. He's trying to work. He currently works at Dogco, which is the same dog kennel tech location that is introduced in Unsuspected. See, there's always a little multiverse or singular world thing going on in my stories. And he's just, kind of trying to live, struggling to make money, struggling to live. This is around 2016-ish when this story first takes place. Obamacare is just being put into effect. Jobs are cutting hours in Texas to try and stop Obamacare from costing them money, because they have to afford that money to give to. Okay, this is going to be a thing. Oh, okay, there it goes. To allow for their employees to be covered by Obamacare, but they don't want to. They don't want to pay that money, so they will just cut the hours on their employees, like my last job did, and just say, no, you don't need that kind of money. You've been working for us for 8 years, but you don't deserve things. They've been a little bitter on that. 8 years and I didn't have any kind of insurance the entire time, or full time, or anything. I say that, but I'm now 7 years in current job, and I barely hang on to my insurance, and I still don't have full time. So at the beginning of the story, before you even really know who Jason is, we follow him in a sort of trance, which is never fully explained during the first book. And the trance brings him outside in his undies, and he gets pulled outside and been carried by some mysterious fur-covered beast under the full moon into the back field, where he's just tossed to the ground. Now, he's completely messed up by two things. Thing one, he's under this trance. That's doped his perception, increased his lust and want, stuff like that. And then, of course, werewolves also kind of have an effect on people, but not that strong of an effect. So it's mostly whatever's controlling his mind doing this to him. So it gets a little homoerotic right at the beginning. He gets lustful for the wolf that's carried him into the woods. Obviously, something's trying to get him eaten for unknown reasons. Did I just get a car? Oh, there we go. Hyperpace is in Slabby, which is way over there. Well, I guess I lost my bike. So, yeah, he's carried out to the woods, and he is attacked, and, at first, the creature, you know, brings up to his mouth, he's just gonna eat him slowly. You know, it's a full moon, it's a werewolf. We learn later that most werewolves under a full moon, including this one, are completely feral. They have no mind of their own, they're just a werewolf. Pierces his neck. Jason feels this kind of homoerotic attraction to it. It's his, well, erotic attraction to it. He doesn't know the werewolf's the guy or girl yet. But later on, I think we find out it's the guy. Definitely didn't learn the book, most likely. But I think later on, it kind of just accepted as his wolf father. Then the werewolf gets distracted by something that's been chasing it. Locke's Lighthouse, hello. Why is Locke's Lighthouse sign here? I've never seen that before. Locke's Lighthouse, the lighthouse from map 3? Was it called like Locke's Lighthouse on map 3 or map 2? I'm actually not entirely sure. Where is my murder? That way. Damn, I got into a bite here. Wait, why did that not die? I can't, you know, I'm going to have to get outranked. It's just going to be too many tryhards and no ranking. Well, I don't know. I kind of want to do ranked just to get some of the extra stuff as we go up. I keep forgetting that there's ranked missions too. Nope, no, ranked for extra. I'll do ranked later. Right now, we need to do regular stuff, so we'll hit regular no builds. Hello? There we go. Zero build. I'll do more ranked if they release zero build ranks again. Okay, talk to Piper Pace in the Slappy Shores. She's in one of the buildings, I think. Jason rolls. 2. Werewolf eats his entire face, but doesn't quite kill him because he didn't roll a 1. So the werewolf gets distracted, leaves Jason. Jason's still in this kind of erotic trance. He calls out for the wolf, needs him, goes for him, and then the wolf slashes his arm, which breaks the trance and almost mortally wounds Jason. Of course, because the werewolf bit him and then clawed him, Jason's now got infected. And it goes through a thing. The first part of the novel, Jason is kind of dealing with this in the pre-changed infection. Things happening to him which doesn't sound normal. He's hungry, more and more hungry as time goes on. He wakes up to pressure in his face, to hair growing. The very first, in my werewolves in my story are an infection. They're a viral infection, and in the very first few days as the virus is new, as the body is being completely overridden by new werewolf cells, and the human part of you pretty much dies off, things get healed faster. Jason actually regrows his foreskin. That's the biggest, like, first indicator something's wrong. Something that was cut off when he was a kid comes back out of nowhere. So for a while he struggles with what the hell's happened to me. They go see one of his mom's best friends, an ex-nurse who is a home care person for the elderly. And they just kind of let it go, not knowing what's going on, until one night Jason comes home from activities and he ignores his hunger. We find out later that werewolves that ignore their hunger for too long can enter a state where they just lose their I've been saving up to chase my dream of being a pro circuit racer, but the tips aren't cutting it. If you can show me you're not going to be a liability on the job, I'm in, so impress me. Collect muscle car parts. Okay. Where's the other muscle car part? All around the map, I'm assuming? Where is this at? No, seriously, where is this at? Why can't I see this? Where is it at? Oh. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. I'll take this instead. Oh, I don't need that though. I'll take this instead. Okay. So, were we? Oh, so he hits this marker. And he becomes, he starts losing his, not losing his mind, he loses control. He sees things in snapshots. He changes his first change into what we call a shifted wolf. In my story, there are two, actually technically three versions of wolves, but two that all wolves can go into. Shifted and full. Shifted, also known as half wolves by some people. You'll see this weird shadowing here. It's like water through the leaves or something. Are wolves that they can turn themselves into without a full moon. They can force it most of the time, and if you're like Jason and didn't, or if they're like Jason and didn't quite eat and then was forced to change, that'll happen on its own. So shifted wolves are uglier than the full wolves. They're the kind of monstrous wolves you see in movies like The Howling. Okay, where's the rest of the car parts? I didn't see anything on a map. Oh. The letter. That's gonna be very loud. We can't talk while that's on. So he shifts into this half-wolf, kind of monstrous, emaciated-looking, ribs poking out, patchy, furred, leathery skinned creature, and he breaks out of his window, and he eats a pig. Once he's sated, once his hunger sated, he becomes back to human. He wakes up in a pool of blood and gore and meat, and he realizes what he's become. He meets with another werewolf, actually, who just kind of helps him understand what's going on. And he has to make a choice right there and there. He lost control. He doesn't know anything about being a werewolf. The person who just said, hey, you're a werewolf, just kind of like ditches him because he's busy. And he has to make a choice whether or not he's going to, like, return back home and try to live it out. Figure it out there, or not. And he realizes... Watashi yo mom. Stop shouting that you're so loud. Oh, there is no build. I'm in no builds. Where's this stuff? Okay. Oh, they're both outside the storm. Do I want any of this? Do I need any of this? You don't have anything I don't have. I guess I'll just do this. Alright, I got another level up. Cool. Super roofle, really. I don't see any other dig holes that are fun. So Jason decides that, well, he's a threat. He has a young son, and he has his mom, and he has his daughter, and he's a threat to all three of them. And as a threat, thank you, Superpower. As a threat, he can't return home, or he threatened. Here, oh, this time. Hold on, I'm gonna take a you-know-what's. Everybody watching me down there is like, why did he stop? Ooh. Stop! I guess I forgot. Well, actually, I was out of the house, so I couldn't take it yesterday. I had to like ask to do it. Hey, man, I don't really want any of those. Actually, yeah, you know what? This gun sucks. Let's do that. No pumpies. Boom. Oh, he bounced. Like, he would have died. Let's see you. Motherfucker, stay still. I miss him. Ow. Oh, heck. That can't be right. Did I not kill someone that was on a raptor? Yeah, I did. I attacked someone that was on a raptor. How does that work? I don't have any of those. Steady hands is okay. You can have that. He looks so happy when I open my chest. So Jason decides to live out in the forest. He lives out actually behind his house in the woods. Now, there was, in one of my homes, there's woods behind it. Or wood behind it. I'm assuming they're still there. And, I used to go back there when I was a kid to explore with my neighbors. We went back to the paintball. When we got to teenager-ish things, we went out there back there to do other things. I heard that. Ollie oxen free. I know you're here. Okay then. Now the TP dinos are gonna come down. He lives up there for a while. He tries to get by stealing. There's a side mart down the road, which is my world's version of Walmart. It's used in a few worlds that I have. And well, hello, Chief. I'm standing on myself. Be careful. And the side mart, he goes out, he tries to steal from the side mart. On his way out, he code clocks someone, and that would lead on to the next storyline. I know I'm going through like the entire storyline here, but all in all, Jason lives out in the woods for a while. He is got by this cop who happens to be a vampire and then befriends him. He uses the vampire cop to get in touch with the werewolves, the pack of werewolves that he becomes a part of. And he passes right now. Oh shit. Moving too fast for Final Storm. God, I hope there's healies in here and no one saw me. Nope, no healies. Oh, fuck, there is that. That sounds fun. You know what? Yeah. little glitchy. I think I've chosen the wrong place to be. I am so dead. Damn. Okay. What are we doing? We're still collecting things for her, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and just ready up and watch that while we wait. Okay, so he gets in touch with his cop. Cop teaches, gets him in touch with this group of werewolves. So we'll go through characters. Jason becomes from this kind of antisocial human to this more sociable werewolf. Werewolves are, of course, nice. Okay. Was I third? I guess I was third. Ooh, excuse me. Werewolves are a more social group, you know, they're dogs, they're part wolves, they're family. What was that just blew up in my ear? Holy cow. Let's get away from people so we can talk. We got, I don't know how many people time we got. There's no timer up there. It just says waiting for players. So, let's actually choose a place we're going to. Let's go, hey, look, this is my favorite garage. So, where was I? I lost my place in my head. He learns about werewolves and himself from the group, and he becomes involved with the police force that is the NCID, Night Creature Investigation Unit, NCID, Night Creature Investigation. I'm pretty sure it's NCID. Excuse my brain deadness. Wow, these are all loud. I was going to wait till the loud fall was gone, but now I got wind in my ears. And as he gets involved with the investigations, something seems to start targeting people around him. There's a murder near his... Oh, I'm sorry. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens that I'm just missing. I meant to just come here and talk to about the people. But, yeah, we'll go through things we're missing here. But he goes through this kind of... The first book is a more personalized adventure. It focuses more on Jason trying to figure out what being a werewolf is, how he can survive being a werewolf and live as a human being at the same time. didn't set off the other ones? What the heck? Oh, I can't build either. What? There we go. I just sound like the storm shield in here. That's weird. That. Got the pumpy, I guess. No cash register in here? What the hell? What do they check out? Pizza. Who stuffed a toilet in the gun? Oh, wait, I mean, who stuffed a gun in the toilet? Oops. That, because that seems to carry more pizza pieces. More shield on it. I was able to fill up my shield twice with that. Some light fingers. Okay. Now that I did that, I need to pick up a pizza at Slappy Shores and quickly deliver it to Mega City. That sounds like a beginning of the match thing, but whatever, we'll head over there on my broken bike. Hey, Fortnite, you know what you could do for my birthday, Epic? It would be really cool. Start allowing wraps on the bikes and cars. I'm not gonna let that go. Where's your car? Where is your car? The car's missing. Shit. That's fine. I feel like they assassinated this thing's destructive abilities. It's not like its speed has been reduced by a lot. I don't know why. Maybe it's just too hilly around here. See, I can go through those. This thing just can't go through trees anymore. I feel like it used to eat trees. there, bunny lady? Where is this supposed to go? Is it upstairs? Must be up top or something. I haven't seen anything. Well, I'm here, so I'm not going anywhere till I find this, even if I die in the storm. Ah, here we go. On the floor. Okay, if that's what you want. And now I can leave. That's the wrong way. Did that not even hurt him? He killed me and the plunder doesn't hurt? Is that how that works? Okay. Get your skunk hair out of here, boy. Okay. So yeah, if you want to learn more about the story between Jason becoming a werewolf, the investigation and murders he gets involved with, which seem to surround him, his involvement in socializing with werewolves and stuff like that, recommend go read it. But now we'll be talking about characters other than Jason. Jason does become sort of a more sociable character. He becomes more outgoing. The werewolf, of course, makes him more of an eater, makes him more sexual, makes him more cuddly, makes him more of a pack-like member. You can see his interaction. He becomes interactive with certain members and sort of feels like right off the bat, he almost feels like part of their family, especially after after he becomes part of their pack and he goes through the bloodletting ceremony. So next up on our list of characters, but hold on, let's see what we gotta do here. Deploy a pizza party at one of Thorn's strongholds. So I need to go to get a pizza party and just go to the stronghold and just put it down? Okay. I don't know. Well, first off, because it is this and we're not actually running into Watts, let's go ahead and just unlock some of this and get it set up. We now have this lady. Can you go away? Thank you. Antonia. Destructive by design. Thanks. That leaves us with 10, which we will spend on money. Which will leave us with 5, which we'll spend on this. Which leaves us with 2, which we cannot spend. So, first thing, let's go ahead and unlock her. Oh, where am I going? The wrong way. Do not have any of her specials. Comes the Combat Chick, which is silver. Kind of reminds me of the silver from the Iron Man series. Pink, which is actually really pretty. I like it. Cute. Black, which is gorgeous looking. Is this just one of the 3 colors? It is one of the 3 colors. Well, for some reason, this outfit just looks better in black because it gets this kind of... I wonder if they all get it. It gets this kind of disco ball, jeweled looking thing going on here, along with the colors. Last one's just gold. I don't know what's the association with gold. This one is gold. I like the purple. Purple's nice on the extra color. But on her regular colors, I think I like the pink the most. Does her hair change with this? Yeah, it does. It turns into a sort of a galactic look. Huh. Maybe they're all good luminary powers. She has the jacket, which also changes. Ooh, more gold. That's nice. Oh, wow, the height changes a lot. This is a serpent. With her serpent looks, that makes me wonder if she's part of that, like, serpent thief team from Season 9. This is more of a rose, or I guess the rose color. Still cool looking. I think on the extra colors I prefer without jacket off, honestly. Purple one's not too bad. But I think the jacket off looks better because of the way that black stuff looks. And the gold honestly looks better with the jacket on because you get this matrix looking thing on it. Of course we got the mask. And the mask does that 2 different things. Oh yeah, it sheds most of the gold for the snake emblem. Here, there's just a rose look, which looks very familiar to me for some reason. Maybe because it's full white and reminds me of Vega. And then it's just gold for the other 3. Okay, not bad. Her set is the mask set for 6. Oh, we don't have anything for her. Okay, do we not have anything for her? Nope, not there. We have this for her. That was way down there. Nah, nada. I just put the Emerald Llama on it for now, just because we got nothing else. This is Maverick. Don't think we have any mask, but we might as well look it up. Nothing there. Oh, we had the jeweled diamond drop, that's right. Those, we'll fix the rest of those up later. Does she have a wrap? Does not appear that we have a wrap, whatever. So we'll go ahead and just randomize this, I guess. And last but not least, put this into our loadout. I have 2 rules. Take what you want and have fun doing it. That sounds like good rules. And we'll save her. Her name is Antonia. There we go. Put shovel back on. And head in. We need to grab a pizza, and then we need to put it down in a heist area. So we're going to go far from the bus. If we get a pizza, we'll head to there. And honestly, well, that's all we've really got to go for right now. Pizzas. So we honestly need a pizza thing. This will unlock her green form, okay? As well as a glider thing and an emote we'll never use. So, who else do we have? As far as main characters go, we have Jason's mom. Jason's mom's a divorced, single mother, lives with him, based on my relationship with my own mom. Jason's mom isn't fully based on my mom, but the relationship's based somewhat similar. Jason's mom's a little more of a hard drinker and partier. She's hooked on hookahs. She's hooked on alcohol. My mom's not like that. But I thought this gave her a little more book story character. Her what do you call it? Addictions do not lead or are detriment to the story at all. They're just there. They'll become something else later. I promise. But they just kind of lend character to her at the moment. She's very chill. well, it's Sword and Shield, so she's conservative. If you know I'm not a conservative, I think conservatives are evil. She's a conservative, but she's one of those good conservatives. The conservatives who's conservative just because they've been that way forever, and she holds old conservative Republican values, without realizing that since at least the Iraq War, the Conservative Party has pretty much been decimating, destroying, and replacing the Republican Party, which is with, you know, what they've become today. Um, Jason's very not thrilled with her being one of those. Not doesn't like dislike her or anything. They're very close, but he sees Conservative Party for what it is. He in the story he's negative towards her leaving Fox. Well, sorry, Vogel News. Vogel News is the annual of Fox News, obviously on. He says, I believe I wrote down, he turned it to something less brainless, like cartoons. He walks in. Let's hit this. I don't know where that guy's heading. We're going to hit this. Yeah, you're dead. Ooh, coconut. Funny eater. And I got a key. I remember there's one down here. First things first. Second thing, ooh, okay, I still need to figure out, find out, I need to get a pizza. Let's go ahead and head over here. 3 minutes before anything happens. Sometimes the chest down here? Yep, there it is. And there's no pizza aboard, and nothing I really want. Actually, I think I want. She is partially integral to the storyline. She figures out he's a werewolf fairly quick. Well, she figures out something's going on. She invites him back into her life, helping him become stronger and more accepted in, like, actual full-on human society. Feels more accepted. He's accepted by his mom. She also is the one that kind of helps him figure out how to control the changes, as at that time he doesn't really have a, this is before he's the werewolves, and he doesn't really have a, mentor, other than a vampire, who himself is not an expert at said things. Yeah, the top level, or second level top level, okay. Well, no pizza's here, but I got a green pistol. Chartreuse shotgun. I'm good. Still no pizza. Okay, so no pizza in any of the places I've looked recently. I don't know if there's a chest over here where we can go look. I would give it those right here, next to this thing. I guess I could still go for the XP. the first person outside that he meets once he becomes a creature, not counting the other werewolf he meets, which is not fairly important to the story, is Feltmon. Feltmon's the major character. He will retain a major character pretty much for the entire series, I believe. At least I haven't had any plans to do anything with him untoward. Feltmont is a vampire. He's almost as old as the country. He was in the country when they're just building it up. He helped build some New York's streets. Ooh, hello. Ooh, pizza. Okay. Closest one. Over here. I don't know if I can just set it down at the... I guess I just have to wait till it says I'm there, and then set it down. So as an older vampire, he's well-to-do in America. Like, when we finally get to see his house in a later book, we find out that his house is kind of nice. He's not, like, overtly wealthy. He hasn't abused his powers in his lifespan, but he's not poor. And he is a lead member of the NCIT, the Night Creature Investigation Team. He's second in command, technically, of that, and also a high-ranking SAPD officer. My shit. I've got things to do, sir. Am I in? Am I in? Am I in the freaking stronghold yet? When does it count? I just take all the slices? No. We both died, but I got you. And I got my mission, so eat it. I don't know what my next mission is, so we'll go ahead and return to the lobby and get the storage done. What do I need? West. 6 out of 13. Still from Thorn Strongholds. Still bars from Thorn Strongholds. Ooh. Okay. That's what you want. Okay. So Stronghold and bar. Doesn't necessarily say I have to be in the thing. I don't know. I would assume just getting chests in the Stronghold would work. So we're just going to land in the Stronghold. Get bars. Feltmont's first meeting with Jason was Jason cold clocks him with his elbow while he's trying to steal meat from Sidemart. And he goes down. You know, he's by then a werewolf, a full-on werewolf. So when he hits Feltmont in panic, not even knowing he's a werewolf, not even knowing he's a vampire, he knocks him out. He TOs him. The cops get wind of this and hunt him down, but they don't catch him. But Feltmont comes out later and then catches him, and then Jason is introduced to the fact that vampires exist and that if Feltmont feels him change, he's just going to crush his neck. And they become sort of friends by then. He learns that he's a new werewolf. He doesn't have a mentor. the less important werewolf that like gave him the knowledge of what he was or already died in sort of an incident. So Feltmon's like, okay, sure, whatever, and it kind of takes him as to mentor him as best as he could. You know, he's not an expert at this. Feltmon is busy with the local mafia, and is also busy being a cop. But he takes his time to introduce Jason to being werewolves, and to try and help him change. And, you know, in the end, it works. When Jason figures out how to change it, when he's out with his mom and almost loses control again, he gets Feltmont involved in trying to... Go ahead and go here. In trying to force it out of him. It works, but Feltmont's able to handle him, get control of him, and yeah, they become friends throughout the series. At one point, you see Feltmont kind of wanting to hang out with them because Feltmont doesn't like hang out with people being an elder vampire and being stuck to the nightlife. But I guess it's time to introduce vampires to y'all. Vampires in my novel are very similar to most vampires. They cannot come out during the day. UV light exterminates them by burning them. Vampires in my story are a parasitic breed. When a vampire is infected, unlike werewolves which are viruses and change the entire body, the vampire is infected by a bunch of seeded... They get seeded by a bunch of parasites, like the parasites' children of the original vampire that bit them. Oh man, I'm way too high. Oh well. And the parasites fight sort of like turning a insemination of a woman to make it to the cerebellum, or cerebral, I'm sorry, the cerebral cortex. Upon hitting the cerebral cortex, did that count? Yeah, that counts. Upon hitting the cerebral cortex, do what I wanted to do. Anyway, upon hitting the cerebral cortex, it plants there and evolves to look like a part of the brain. Like, once you dissect it, you really can't see the difference between it and the rest of the cerebral cortex. But it then extends itself throughout the entire brain and the entire system. And while the vampire is kept in control mind-wise, like, if he's still the same person he was when he died, technically. Just here for money. Best hypotheses. Destroy cameras. Curse within 90 seconds from transmissions. I need to find a camera. What's the closest fucking camera? I don't think I have that quest anymore. Account? No? Shoot. I should just let myself, like, put away anything that could help me there. He's gonna try and come through there. Okay, let's get out of here. I got like a power. I don't really care about the rest of this. Okay. I may have trapped myself. Bye, Felicia's. I guess I need to drop in and hit a camera. If I come to this place, the cameras are outside, so that should be pretty easy. I just need to get a gun or just hit him, I guess. So yeah, that was Feltmont. Feltmont originates from the beginning of the country. He, like I said, when he became a vampire, he was a family man. He was a father, a husband. And he was bitten in an alley, but something attacked his biter. Never made clear what, or if just someone tackled it. And doesn't give me any extra powers, size powers. Okay. So it's not an attack, it looks like. It looks like it's just a defense, which is good against no builds, because no one can build over it, and it's fairly high. We're going to play around with this. Is there a place near me? Where am I? Hell am I? I can go to Slurpee and try to break some of its. Woo, woo. We end up finding the story about him. His backstory is he left his family to keep them safe, of course, just like Jason. So he feels kind of comradant with them about that. He wishes he could have gotten back with his family. His wife hunted down and tried to stab him, somehow figuring out how he was long before it was even realized. That doing so would affect anything. I guess I'm not going there. Storm made it. I'm gonna go Mega City. Fairly close. Yep, I vultured. Okay. Combat quest down. What are you? Sticky grenade launcher, huh? Nah, we'll keep this for now. More tires. And some shotgun. Shit, we're not gonna make it. Okay, so Rumble Ruins is a location, but I remember it being fairly packed with NPCs. So hopefully someone's gotten in here and destroyed all the NPCs, but not the cameras. Belmont's daughter does find him years later. She's still pretty young, but it's been a while since he's disappeared. She also knows what he is. Possibly was just told by her mom or something. She makes him an offer. At this time, she's been working as a prostitute. And she makes him an offer that she'll, stay with him and be with him as his daughter if he turns her. And he admits it was tempting to have her live with him, but he didn't know he'd be as long-lived as he became. Fight me, asshole. But it was obvious that he wasn't growing old like everybody around him. He wasn't aging seemingly at all. Oh my god, he went down and it still got him. Oh, frick. Get him, Doctor. Get him. She broke your heart. Either. Traitor. Okay, we'll continue that up, I guess. So he lived through the years, heading slowly south, living at night, slowly integrating himself as best he could back into society. He lived, of course, through the Civil War. Well, not. Yeah, he would live through the Civil War. He lived through so many things. Eventually, he found himself around the Texas area, and realized there was a place for a need for law enforcement. And there's already small law enforcement trying to deal with night creatures, but that worked for both for night creatures that were legal and against night creatures that were criminal. And he helped found the NCIT as well as helped other creatures find their place. He was a founder of the pack that Jason is now part of. Even though he's not a pack, he helped the pack come together along with the pack leader. Belmont is extremely moral, and he believes in the rule of law. He's a cop through and through, but a good cop, not one of the bad cops. But he's also a vampire. He understands night creatures in ways humans sometimes can't. He has had to put down both werewolves and vampires. He talks about staking a vampire out and how hard it was to watch that. And he talks about having to crack a werewolf's neck once to put it down as it had gone feral in the middle of a asylum. For now, and it's in this book, his dedication to such things is helpful to Jason. But should Jason ever end up on the wrong side of the law for some reason, it would... I don't know what I'm talking about. What do you mean foreshadowing? It's not foreshadowing. Fish, go away. That was in place there just for the people who've read and not my fans. And wanted some juicy details or anything. That was definitely not what that was. But I did. I landed. Eliminate what? My freaking ass. Hey, somebody kill me so I can just do this again. Does that count? Or is it not fast enough? Kill me now. Suck at this. There was a door. Oh, that's there. Question. What do I do with this? Only two. I guess I'll take this. I'm honestly just trying to die here, but I don't know why. It seems such like a hard thing to do. But I'm not gonna give them an easy way out. Working with the 7 did not make y'all any better. That is for sure. Nothing. Not even in gold. Oh, but it's like a one-hit kill, isn't it? What the heck? The door's open. Why is this open? Oh, I get it. This must be how they get in. Okay. Interesting. One of them or one of us? For my escape. Okay then. Ooh, okay, so we've been through James's mom and Feltmont. I like Feltmont just kind of that he's not like super arrogant, fancy vampire, but you can tell he's a little less human than some of the newer vampires are. Um, who should we go to next? Let's go ahead and go to Eric. Eric's a major part of the story. He becomes more major. It goes in as, you know, they become sort of an item thing towards the end. So Eric is first met with Jason at the Night Owl. The Night Owl is a night creature specific bar. It sort of has a nod towards Harry Potter back before, you know, I knew what's her name was big. The nod is very simply, it's part of here. Oh, I'll eat it first. Yeah, the freaking pizza. Hello. I honestly wasn't trying this. What I need to do. Silver. Oh, I already did something apparently. Still a legendary or better item for Porn Stronghold. Legendary for that matter. Go ahead and shake it. Pull up, pull up. So yeah, Eric is a vampire. He's a younger vampire. He's actually not as young as you think he is. You learn his full age. He's several decades old. He's much older than Jason time-wise. But he's not like an ancient vampire or a fairly old vampire like Feltmont. He was changed only a few decades ago. I think he's technically around 50-ish. His cousin, who's the same age, is human, and we meet later on in a different book, shows his age. Oh, Jesus. I don't want them. Where am I? Whatever. Let's go get a superpower. Oh, yeah. That. And that. Ooh. This still looks painful as heck. Probably is. I think that's the whole point of that. So happy this is back. That might be one of the better ones they had so far. Right. How did they survive? Is the question. I'm missing every ring shot. Holy frick. What the frick? I swear every shot, and I didn't even hit him with the freaking thing. Did they reduce the power and explosion range of that? What's going on? Does this actually block that? Is it a bad combo? Who knows? Oh, hello, this is how you get up there. Oh yeah, anyway, Eric meets him in the Night Owl. Night Owl's a, oh, they weakened it by a lot. Huh. I remember doing a lot more damage than that. Interesting. Oh well. Upgrade this weapon. Can I upgrade this weapon? Spit out ammo and upgraded it. That's weird. Replace it, not that I want to replace it. Yeah, thank you. He meets him in the Night Owl, and he's a dealer. Eric is a dealer. Vampires have this ability, and Jason is pretty sure it's an ability used on him to lure him out to the werewolf to jack your mind or to mess with your mind. They can hypnotize you, or they can make you feel things. Eric uses it to what is called mind jacking, which is actually a reference of sort of a drug given to you by the influence a vampire can have over you. They use it as sort of a sellable drug to giant creatures. We find out later that the mafia people who are being now run by possibly run by a vampire might be selling mindjacking as a actual drug and might be introducing it to humans who are not in the know, which is dangerous to both the humans and their secrecy. So they meet and he mindjacks Jason. He doesn't know Jason's a special werewolf. That is where we come in the third part of it. Werewolves have two versions of themselves. So regular werewolf, which is what most werewolves are, including all of his group, his family, his pack, and the moon children. Moon children are only created when you're bitten underneath a full moon. Moon children are stronger, more powerful, and more intelligent as werewolves in their werewolf form than regular old werewolves. That said, they have some other problems too. For one thing, mindjacking a werewolf gives feedback to the mindjacker so he can also get high, something they can't really do to each other without causing themselves to be sick. But since Eric is unaware that Jason is a Moonchild, Moonchilds give this reverb, this feedback at a higher rate than regular werewolves would do. So he's unaware that Jason's one of these, so he gets hit back by this drug he's giving Jason, and Jason decides that, yeah, sure, why not try it? I'm a werewolf. Where do we go from here other than trying drugs? And so Jason's high at this little nightclub for werewolves and or for night creatures, and the vampire gets extremely high, and they meet again on the dance floor after sort of this entourage of half noticeable dancing, rubbing on the floor, and then after he feeds him more of the mind jacking, wanting more himself, um, Eric ends up in Jason's lap, and making out with him, touching, holding, grabbing, that kind of thing. It's Jason's first interaction with homosexuality. Up until then, he's only had heterosexual relationships, and this is what kind of throws his sexuality into question throughout the next few novels, throughout this novel and the next few novels, and ends up with possibly being something at the end of this novel. But at this point, they're just high, and they're making out and wanting to get in each other's pants because, they're high. Oh, I think it died. Woo. And he had the power. Which means I have 3 more. Yes. Oh, they did. When he realizes I have something that shouldn't be on the map, so I have a special one. Ooh. Freaking hell. Let me play. That was a good one. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing anymore. Go back to the beginning and see where I'm supposed to be at. So yeah, they end up like that. They get thrown out of the bar because this isn't that kind of bar. They might find a bar like that in another store, in another book, but this bar is more sociable, more public. It's actually the bar, the Night Owl, is based off a very real bar called the Pegasus here in San Antonio, which was a gay bar I went to with a friend a few times to watch completely harmless drag shows you consider jerkwads are making play against. Um, but yeah, they get thrown out by the bartender, who is someone strong enough to lift both of them and lift uh, Eric, who's actually kind of a small vampire. He's skinny. He's not as tall as the 6-foot Jason, and he throws the vampire off. And he hauls Jason over a wall out of the bar because Jason is in the middle of maybe shifting while being, a drugged up horn dog. And they end up outside the bar. They apologize to the bartender. They apologize to themselves. Bartender's like, whatever, don't do it again. You're getting banned. And that begins Jason and Eric's friendship in kind of this awkward, is this something? Am I gay? Do I have something for this guy? Was this a drug talking thing going on? And it becomes a centralized homosexual relationship and bisexual discovery for Jason throughout the series, as well as a centralized kind of relationship itself and story. And it's super important. The second story is super important. The third story so far. My water already tastes like it went flat. What the hell? Sorry, where am I? On things. Why is my manager turned off? That's weird. I'm step on my phone. We're at 2 hours 18 minutes. Okay. So who else? Those are like the huge characters. Oh no, there's one more. Leon. I have a fan who's obsessed with Leon, by the way, but who can not be obsessed with Leon? He's cool. So let's go ahead and see what we have to do with quests. Excuse you. Oh. Apparently, I've done that a whole bunch already. Okay, so I need to actually steal legendary better from a stronghold of thorns, which means pretty much getting to the place down below. We'll have a few more rounds here before I end up going, and tomorrow might be a story stream if I get around to it, or tomorrow might be the regular locker streams. Tomorrow's a locker stream, then the story stream is going to be next week. It will not be Thursday. I don't have enough time Thursday, even if I do have time for stream, to run the story one. So where are we? We have Leon. Leon is the lead of the pack Jason joins. He's a pack leader. The pack is actually fairly large. It's the only large pack around Bear County and the largest pack in San Antonio. In fact, in the second and third novels, Leon gets on about how it's becoming uncontrollable. He's going to have to divide it up, split it up into like a series of packs under his leadership with lower leaders in charge of their own packs and stuff like that. But in this one, we don't focus on that because it'd be just too complex. But it's one of the larger packs, and Leon is their leader. He is a average-sized black man. He is gay. There's a lot of LGBT characters in my work who knows that, because honestly, gay relationships are cute as fuck. They are. I don't know why the gay relationships are so much cuter than straight relationships. He has a mate, forever mate, technically a husband, who is this gigantic of a werewolf man. Like, in non-werewolf form, he's much taller than Jason, and he's huge. And later on, when he turns into werewolf form, half shift, he gets like nearing 8 feet tall. He's like 7 something, much taller than Jason's full moon wolf. We'll go ahead and go to that one, so we can get down there and get something. It'd be nice if we just handed a legendary from a freaking chest with it. Okay, I'm not entirely sure where the doors are to get downstairs in this one. Oh, I know where one is. There's a fence. The fence is over. I gotta do is... Oh wait, did I already get something? No, that didn't count as stealing. I am stealing... Come on, Midas. Where's your thing at? And then... That was a legendary event, or what the hell? Okay, way out, way out, way out, way out. That has to be an easy way out. Okay, this is broken apparently. Or am I reading it right? And escape. I escaped. I'm escaped. I escaped. I'm so far away. I don't know how this will... Let's see, does it regenerate? Oh, it does regenerate. Okay, good. How far away do you have to go to say I... Created a new comet. Okay. Okay. While we wait out whatever the hell's going on here, where were we? Oh yeah, he leads the pack. His boyfriend's name is David. He's huge. They're an extremely cute couple, honestly. I wanted them to be cool, cute couple. Turn it. You're that good. I think that this is broken completely and wholly. 100% broken. I don't know. I have legendary stick grenade launcher, a mythic Hearts Havoc suppressed rival, and a mythic TNT kaboom bow stolen from 3 different locations. Person, chest, the vault. So all 3 should have counted. Yet none of them counted. This is sabotage-based stuff. I already stole shit from people. For whatever you say. Having no longer in my inventory. Okay, I'm going to get the freaking vault key card. I'm gonna go back in here, get the goddamn vault, and try to escape. But because my life is partially down, this might not work so well. Come on, 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 come on. Please be something gold. Not gold. Please be something gold. You're not gold. Gosh darn it. Gold? I honestly don't know. I think it's broken. Some help. Help though. Thermal BMR purple. That's what that is. Don't really need you. I have a gold habit. Okay, so where are we? What other characters are important? Like major characters? I'm trying to think. Well, of course, there's Tabitha. That is Jason's ex. She doesn't have a huge part in this story. We see her sort of at the beginning. She's being dismissive to him and their son. But again, that's not what she used to be like. He mentions that, and there's an explanation in the next book why she's like that. But she doesn't have a huge part in this story. She has a bigger part in the next story, where we learn more about her past, about what's been going on with her recently. Stuff like that. Of course, there's also their child, who's a major part of Jason's life. He loves seeing his son. When he thought he had to stay away, he only made him upset that he had to stay away from his kid. Um, and he was overjoyed when he was able to be back in his life. Um, One moment. Getaway car, my ass. What fucking getaway car? I didn't know I had to get to some getaway car. Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Mark the freaking cars. Okay, so if I see a vehicle, I get in a vehicle. Otherwise, I'm just kind of screwed. And then, technically, I took a getaway rocket. Does that count? So the best thing to do, I guess, is do that and then get to a car. I thought you just had to escape. Need to make the description shorter and or fully writable for Fortnite. Is the fact that it's just like dot dot dot. No, not acceptable. I need to see if I can find a vehicle inside wherever the frick I am. I'm over in the Japanese area. So there might be something in the racetrack over here I can climb into. Let's search for this racetrack. Over here, we'll go ahead and do this. So if anybody's nearby, I don't see anything, which is good. Okay. Racetrack. Vehicle, any vehicle, I don't even really care. Here it is. Please count. Did not count. Okay, so it wasn't just jump in a car. It either had to be a specific car or something. I'll look it up once I get out of here. So I did wrong. Oh, he got me right on. I thought he was a guard, so I completely ignored him. Let's see. Quest. This thing. Well, first let's go through here real quick. Okay. Let's go to my book real quick and see if there's anybody else I'm missing. I know there's someone. No, no, go in. Hello? Shouldn't take you time to open this. I already downloaded you. What the heck? Oh, it is downloading. Huh, weird. There's some smaller characters, of course, like Phil from the pack, a few other pack members, which don't matter much. A few people you meet and like greet and some stuff. In the NCIT, there's Gracie and Ben, who are mother and son parts of the groups. Kind of moderate characters. They show up when they need to for investigations. Um, Sadie. Sadie is the lead of the entire NCIT. She's like the person who runs them, funds them, uh, gets them the rights they need to exist and whatnot. She is a much older vampire than Belmont, coming from a mixture between an ancient, uh, the Native Americans and Asiatic race that traded with them long before Columbus, around the time the Vikings were probably trading with them. In case you weren't aware, Columbus was not the first European or Asian group to make it to America. People sailed across the seas and traded with Native Americans before those people got in. They just didn't conquer them. Um, Sadie is described as being extremely beautiful and attractive to everybody who sees her. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, you know what? There's Sally. How can I forget her? She's important all the way through the third novel now. So Sally is a member of the pack. She meets Jason during his first, during his introduction to the pack, and during his first, uh, during his, what do you call it? During the bloodletting ceremony. Um, and she's the first one to become like closer to him. So werewolves have this ability to trade viruses. It doesn't really do anything, but each virus, just like a regular virus, has DNA of everybody it's ever had in it, and that means that Jason's virus has Jason's DNA, and uh, Leon's virus is going to has his DNA in it. But Leon has this ceremony that most pack leaders have, where they trade viruses. In Leon's way, they let blood with new members. He cuts his wrist with silver. Jason cuts his wrist with silver. They press the ow! I just hurt my wrist. They press the wounds together, and they trade viruses that way. It's like trading STDs, but for a reason. That way, they trade the viruses. They get each other's DNA in them, and they become closer as werewolves and as pack members. Sally is one of the only other people to do this. Sally is a werewolf who is a Native American. She's full on Native American, nothing else. She's not mixed or anything. Um, she, a handful of years ago, she got attacked, and they never found out what attacked her. But then she became a shifted werewolf, but was able to relatively control it. And her family, who were Native Americans, and Native Americans held different random beliefs about humans could change an animal, kind of just accepted her, and she lived there up until her first full moon, upon which she ate everybody she cared for. And I don't know, I laughed there. It's not nice. But yeah, Sally left where she lived with her family in her belly, completely distraught, depressed, uh, just really broken by that experience. And she is found by Belmont and brought into the family, and he helped her want to live, become part of the pack. Um, she never really got over what she did, but helped her move on a little beyond that, and helped her find a secure place to change, of course. But Sally becomes one of Jason's first, like, really big friends inside the pack, and after the bloodletting ceremony, she asks if they can trade viruses. He technically already got some of her virus when he traded with Leon, because Leon has everybody's virus in him, so he fills the entire pack. So he weakly got a connection to everybody, has a strong connection to Leon, but she ends up licking his wound from the bloodletting and getting the virus in her, and they become stronger connected. As they go on through this series and through this book, they're hunters. Excuse you. I am talking here, Squeaky. And you're just yelling at me. I hear you, but I don't see you. Stay out of the electronic doors, please. You see? But they become just like really good friends. They're like almost brother and sister. She doesn't have a family because of what she did. Most of the other werewolves have some kind of family. Some of them, of course, were rejected, but some of them have, like Jason, have a family who still care and accept them. She doesn't have that. She just has the pack. So they become like brother and sister, and they go hunt. And every time I talk, Squeaky yells at me. You heard me. You do it under my bed. uh, there's many times when they'll go out and hunt in his backwoods, or hunt in some green belt, or hunt in a special place. And honestly, for the first book, I do believe I've covered everybody who's super important, and not just even that. The only other super important character is the Ancient, and in the first book he is a mystery. I'm not going to spoil for y'all. Y'all will find out in the second and third book who we're looking for. You heard me, but they'll find out. Please don't pull down my electronics, Misty Troublemaker. You're all up in the cords. You are a troublesome little butt. You heard me, you butt. I think that will pull us to close for the evening, actually, but let me look this up real quick. And then we'll talk about places within the book before we head out. First up, steal a legendary or better item from Thorn's stronghold and then escape.
Alright, here's a YouTube music playlist called Film Views.
What? What are you on?
Sorry, something went wrong. Please try opening the YouTube app to continue.
That's what I said. No one has it up yet. It's too soon, I guess? Wow, this is when I usually have these up and ready. I guess we'll figure it out tomorrow when we come in for our thing. So let's go ahead and head into creative just for the hell of it. So we can talk a little more before I head out here. Because it's fairly on in this in this. We're at almost 3 hours now. So that's all the major characters. Now, location-wise, there's several locations. We mentioned some of them. There's Night Owl. It is an outdoor bar with a small indoor bar part to it. It's basically a carbon copy of the real-life Pegasus. The outdoor bar has a little bar next to it. It's mostly a dance floor. Some tables that'll sit up around it. When it gets cold, they have little these propane-run fire pillar-looking lamp things that warm up the area. They're very cool, by the way, though if you see them in real life. And they have a stage that sometimes they'll have shows on, and just a dance floor. Now, because it's a night creature place, there's things going on here. People are using drugs. The people on the floor, there's much rubbing against each other as they are dancing. The owner, Jeremy, excuse you, allows it to go on a little far, but there's no in-bar sex, no in-bar violence, stuff like that. If something goes on in bar, if you want to go further than the bar allows, you need to exit. There's other bars that do allow that, but he doesn't allow that. He wants his bar to be more open and more friendly to people who aren't into the trashy scene. Which makes me feel bad because I like the character who has a bar and it's into the trashy scene. How they said that is in the next book. Jason's house is sort of a just regular suburban house in this large neighborhood, based off very real neighborhoods all around the city, especially on the outlier outside Casino 4 and whatnot. The woods, again, I mentioned, are very similar to woods I used to spin in as a child. Went back there to play with my friends, went back there to do things with people in high school. I was a teenager. We were all doing things we shouldn't have been doing. Went back there to play paintball a lot. What else? The NCIT's department is very close to the Night Owl and is referenced to the SAPD area. Is really close to the Pegasus. West Creek is mentioned. West Creek you'll know, and has a more integral part in the second story. West Creek you'll know from several dead end stories. Pretty much almost every story that is connected to the city of West Creek happens in the same world. So that connects this to a lot of the dead end short stories, like the Creeping Death and the Ghost Hunters one. Oh, pain in the butt. Get out of the electricity. Get. Move. Scoot. There you go. Yep, stay out of the wires. Stay out of the wires, madam. You're a little pain in the butt. You're always where you're not supposed to be, and you know it. I can't think of much else, honestly, right now off the top of my head, that is in this first story. Of course, the first story focuses mostly on Jason. Mostly on Jason becoming a werewolf. Jason trying to figure out how to be a werewolf. Jason getting to know the night creature society. Jason having his first homosexual encounter. Jason getting friends he may have some kind of relationship with in the future. Jason becoming part of a pack. It's all about Jason becoming. The first story is all about becoming the new person Jason is, from kind of a loser, lonely single dad, to a werewolf who's more social, outgoing, more successful. And, that might be somewhat drawn from my lack of successful work myself. The second book, while I won't spoil it, focuses more, when it ever comes out, focuses more on overarching storyline. We get more involved with the mysterious ancient. We get more involved with Tabitha, who contacts Jason at the end of the story. And we get more involved in their ex relationship, and also, what was that? She just hissed at you? She's looking at her like, the fuck? You hissed at me. You came up here and I was just snoozing. Yeah, she's insane. I think she's on the crackane. The crackane. Um, yeah, so the second book will be more integral in storyline mode. It deals with the ancient, having to deal with the ancient doing things, kidnappings, NCIT training. It introduces a slew of new people, introduces several different problems without cleaning up much, I don't think, in the second book. Um, but focuses less on Jason himself becoming a werewolf, because by then he's a werewolf. Whereas the first book, the storyline, the overarching storyline, is kind of put to the back. Our main problem storyline. Get out of there, you little pain in my butt. What are you doing? Where are you? Oh, you're over there. I thought you were in the cabinet. She's so skinny, little, and cute. She can't stay in trouble forever, right? She says whatever. Can I go back to sleep without something hissing at me? Jesus. um. So yeah. I really like what I wrote. I enjoyed my story, and I have over 100 people who have read it, and I've had no real bad sayings about it. Some of the negative reviews I got were pre-edit, which is what's inspired me not to release this without a full-on human edit, even after I get it done with the less human edits. If you have a chance and you haven't seen it, if you haven't read it, if it's not something you've been able to get your hands on, please go check out Bite of the Moon by Joshua Winters. It is by far my compassion to write. My passion. My compassion, my passion. Apparently, not to think up words correctly while I'm speaking without a notes in front of me. It's been my passion to write. I've written since high school, and I was making dumb little uh, short stories and fan fiction, and I've been writing ever since, almost every day when I get a chance. I want to write forever. I will write forever, but I want people to be able to read them. The more people who read them, the more ability I have to get them out. I'll have more money, and I might get some attention from some person who can help me put out more books more often, or at least at a more steady pace. I wanted to have this out in October next month. Oh, not next month. Wow, wait, no, September. I was it already October? Shit, next month. Um, so I wanted it out in October, but that's not going to happen. It's not going to come out till April because I have to use tax returns to even be able to afford to do it. Literally every paycheck I've had this week, these past few weeks, has either been too little to do anything or had to spend it all on catching up on bills because they paid me too little to do anything the first time through. So, yeah, if you have a chance for my birthday, the only thing you need to do is go spend $4 on an ebook and then read it and then tell me what you think about it on reviews. The more reviews I have that are positive, the better chance I have at people looking at it and going, hey, this person has decent writing. If you don't like it, then go ahead and leave a negative review, whatever. It's on you. It's up to you to do what you need to do. If you think I wrote good, that's on me, honestly. But leave me a review rather than just not reading the book. You know what? This is in the middle of the field. Like the box out there looks like the map, and you can see the active map around it. Oh. I don't know why I did that. I just did. So that's gonna be it for today. It's about 10:20. I'm gonna get out. Thank you, family, and everybody else for any birthday wishes, especially well, also over on YouTube. Hello. That's different. That was weird. Especially over on YouTube. I want to do one last thing before we head off, just because it's my birthday and rounded up to almost 3 hours, past 3 hours. Someone told me to compare this map now with the other maps. So let's see what we got going here and see if there's anything here. Chapter 1 Season X map.
Here are some pictures that match.
Okay, so I don't see much on here. The volcano used to be right here. Honestly, this island's sideways. Wait, this island looks like... Hold on here. Hold on here. If we turn it... No, it's just shaped completely differently. Kind of looks like this, maybe? Or this, because the volcano's over there. So we do that with it. And let's say the volcanic area is over here. So this is where the volcanic area is, right? It's the springs. And that would be, if we turn the map sideways, that would be the volcano down there. Up here would have been pleasant. Yeah, this isn't going to work. This doesn't look like anything. Over here would have been just polar peaks. Over here would have been the dusty. So yeah, that doesn't do anything. So let's just turn it to normal. So Brutal Bastion, where there is a mountain, is where Volcano was. But there's really nothing up there that says anything. I think we had a forest right where this is at that time, Season 10. Over here is a deserty area that had been warped in. Dusty Divot was around this area, which fell in, so that might be something. The 0 point was more or less over here instead of down near this area, so it was like right here-ish. The map might be bigger, by the way, so the Pleasant was over where Eclipse State is, and this is where Polar was. So yeah, there's nothing really interesting here that shows anything. Fortnite Chapter 2 map.
Showing pictures that match.
So the flip side of the island, the Chapter 2 map. Well, we had steamy stacks over here where this is now. Craggy cliffs is along this side. Again, the map is not look anything physically like it does now. Craggy cliffs with the restaurant over here. Over here was the island, the lake area. Not the island, the coral area. Down here was some kind of forest. Weeping Woods and Swamp. Oh, this was the swamp area down here. If we turn this to be the island somehow, like so let's say this is coral, then that means over here should be Steamy and Frenzy Farm and whatnot, and we know Frenzy Farm's not here in the Frenzy Field. So no, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything similar. Fortnite Chapter 3 map.
These pictures should match.
Honestly, it's a brand new island, so this isn't surprising, but people wanted to see if there was any telltale sign of the old island's past was what it is now. And again, no, this is again a shorter, fatter island, different looking. And remember, this is Chapter 3 map, is Chapter 1 map remade. Again, there was a volcano up here, it was all destroyed, doesn't exist. Over here was where the islands were now. Nothing over there. Slappy Shores. Desert area was down here, doesn't exist here. Greasy Grove doesn't exist, but was right where Strategy Slabs is almost. Camp Cuddle was over in this area. There's a whole area over here was a mountainous region. If you turn the mountains on the side, say this was the mountainous region, then this should be Camp Cuddle right here. And down this, well, no, that's still Greasy Grove, so no, that still does everything correctly. I guess Greasy Groves might be here in Frenzy. But no, Okay, so whoever was that gave me the idea, no, the chapter 1 map, the chapter 2 map, and chapter 3 maps do not at all match with this. Of course, there's some part of the chapter 1 maps. We have the Frenzy Fields, which is like the farms from chapter 2 and 1. And we have Slurpy Shores, just like Slappy Shores, just like Slurpy Swamps, Error City. Might be the exact same city. And we have this campsite right here-ish? How are we? Oh, right here. There it is. Campsite right here. And of course, our RIP gas station right there. But other than what was brought in, everything else appears to be a new place. It's not something that will become something in the future, as far as we can tell, as far as I can tell. We'll do a more thorough map review at the end of the season when I feel like our last final episode is coming up. Uh, Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for listening to me talk about my story a little. I hope it was at least somewhat entertaining. It was a little longer than we do nowadays. I'll see y'all tomorrow for a regular old locker stream. I don't think we're going to be writing today for the thing. I have to take work eventually. I may be wrong. Tomorrow will plan to be the locker stream, though. I kind of don't want to do this non-locker stream twice in a row. That which means next week would be the third part of the storyline. Again, it would mean a lot to me. I do want to do it for my birthday because you just want to support me. For you to spend $4 on my ebook novel, or if you want the more expensive paperback novel, it's available on the online Barnes and Nobles and Amazon stores. Read it. Tell me what you think. Give me a review in the wherever you bought it from. Then go to my Facebook and tell me what you thought there. And hell, come on YouTube or come on over here live and just give me your thoughts about the book. Give me thoughts about the characters. Who's your favorite character? Who's your least favorite character? What you think of the story? I was always a little worried when I first put out the story that it wasn't a deep enough story, but that was always the plan as well. The deeper stories will be later on. So, just tell me what you thought about the story, about the focusing on Jason for the first story, and moving on to overarching stories in the second story. I will see y'all tomorrow. I hope to have book 2 out sometime after tax season, which is April. Until then, peace and out, guys.